mean, what is the point?
The point?
Yeah, I mean, what am I starting here?
Jim, it's marriage. It's one of the most beautiful things on earth. It's what people aspire to.
Well, you never got married.
That's true.
I mean, you never even tried.
Well, it's hard to define try.
I don't know. You seem happier than all my married friends.
Look, Jim, I'm not gonna lie to you. Marriage can be a pain in the ass. And you're kind of right. This all is just stuff that leads to your eventual demise.
Yes?
And we're all on running clocks, and they can't be slowed down or paused, and, you know, we all end up in the same place. I mean, there's no point.
There is no point. That's what I'm saying.
Every once in a while, there's a movie that just surprises you in a way that it really gets to you emotionally. A movie that makes you feel something that you connect to in a certain way that you never would have expected. These are usually called landmark films.
Hi, Jason. My name is Kevin Rennick, and I've written a song called Up in the Air. I wanted you to hear it. And it goes like this. I'm up in the air, choices drifting by me everywhere, and I can't find the one.
Up in the Air is about a man whose job is to fire people. He travels around the country firing people. At a time when people are losing their jobs left and right, 2009. George Clooney's character is kind of this disconnected man. He doesn't really feel empathy for people. He has a routine, he has a way of life, he has a bubble that he lives in, and he sticks to it. And he meets this woman who is a lot like him, and she gets him, and he is like, yeah. And there's this other girl at his job, played by Anna Kendrick, who is threatening his way of life with her new job propositions. See, she discovered that we could fire people over computer, and then that would cut down on traveling costs, that these guys wouldn't have to travel as much. He doesn't like that, and he doesn't like her. So, his boss, played by Jason Bateman, says, okay, well, now you're going to take her and show her how to fire people. So now he's traveling with Anna Kendrick. He keeps meeting up with this woman that he really likes. And it's this whole crazy thing. And the way this movie starts, it's like, oh, okay, this is going to be a fun, quirky, charming little comedy that George Clooney's doing. He does this all the time. You laugh, you're like, okay, I'm having a fun time with this movie. There's realistic stuff here going on. There's good direction, good acting. But at some point, you're not even sure where, but the movie takes a turn. You start to feel more attached to the characters involved. You go, hold on a second. This movie's trying to say something. The change that George Clooney goes through, I think it's one of the greatest character arcs of all time. Because at the beginning, he's disconnected from the world. He just wants to get his traveler's miles. He wants to do all these different things that are so boring to a normal person. But the journey that he goes on with Anna Kendrick and the way that she talks to him, the conversations that they have, affect him so much. And in the process, those conversations are infinitely fascinating, and they mean a lot to everyday life. Her youthful, naive presence is something that George Clooney needed to really get to another place. And his relationship to this other woman is so charming, and you're happy for him that he found someone like this who understands him. And there are so many other events that happen in this movie that just show the way that he changes and tells you so much about your own life in the process. And this movie does not shy away from harsh reality, and that helps to enforce its message about life. Characters do things that are difficult for them emotionally, and it hits you in a way you don't expect. This movie just has such a great understanding of people and the way people are and the world in general. This is the best George Clooney's ever been. The empathy that you have for this guy is so earned and so incredible. His happiness does not have to be completely obvious. It comes across on his face. You understand why he's happy when he's happy. When he's sad, you understand, you feel for him, and you understand why he's sad completely. Vera Farmiga does a great job as the woman George Clooney is infatuated with. She's charming, she's funny, but you can tell that there are layers there. There's a certain humanity that she brings to it that another actress might not have. Anna Kendrick is also the best she's ever been or probably ever will be because she screams youth. At the beginning, her character drove me crazy. I did not like her at all, but by the end, I related to her, I felt for her in a way that I didn't think I would. She made me think about how I look at people like her and how I judge them in a way that maybe I shouldn't. There are many sequences in this movie where it's a lot of people reacting to being fired, and it all feels so real and perfectly realized. The way that they use a setting in this movie is so thematically brilliant. The scenes at the beginning, when George Clooney is in his bubble, he's in an office, he's in an airport, he's in a hotel, very adult places to be. But his bubble, the bubble that he has created for himself, this isolation, is very immature. But when he starts to show a lot of maturity and understanding about life and people, he's in a kid's classroom. And it's this great contrast between this adult world and this bubble he's been living in and accepting this other world that's supposedly immature. And he's still having a very adult conversation in that classroom, but he's accepting a different world. And the little details like that are part of what makes this film so fantastic. Now, even though this movie has tons of thematic importance, that doesn't stop it from being hilarious. And George Clooney gives tons of great quips. And there are plenty of scenes of satire and enjoyability in that way. And so even if you don't connect to this movie the way I did, it's still a very funny movie. This is a movie where no matter who you are, no matter what you're like, you should be able to connect to this movie in some way. There should be some aspect of your life that you look at this movie and you say to yourself, "Oh, I know what that's like." And Up in the Air absolutely gets an A+.
I'm not normally the guy you would talk to about stuff like this. If you think about it, your favorite memories, the most important moments in your life, were you alone?
No, I guess not.
You come to think of it, last night, the night before your wedding, when all this shit is swirling around in your head, weren't you guys sleeping in separate bedrooms?
Yeah, Julie went back to the apartment. I was just by myself in the honeymoon suite.
Kind of lonely, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty lonely.
Life's better with company.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a co-pilot.
That was a nice touch.
Thanks.
So, what's the mood like out there?
It's not good.
She's pretty pissed.
She's upset.
What should I do?
Go get her.